Let's go, baby. It's here. The freaking update. The fire and magic update. The big one. Pretty much the biggest update we've ever seen for Crab Champions. I don't know. The last one was massive too, so I don't know why I'm getting too worked up. I should have expected it. Noisestorm continues to deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, another couple months have gone by, and we have another massive update. This one, as I already said, fire and magic. It's officially live on the main build. If you've seen my last few videos, or at least one of them, you've known that it's been in the beta build for about a week now, and it is a good one. Now, I did play the earliest version of that beta. There's been a few updates since then that I haven't played yet, so some of these changes I don't actually have footage of. That's okay. You'll just have to get in there and check it out for yourself. This time around, this update, Noisestorm is focusing on graphics. It's a graphical overhaul of sorts. That's the main focus, but that doesn't mean that there's not juicy new content to sink your claws into. Cough. New weapon like the flamethrower. Cough. But before we get into it, what's up, guys? My name's Furnace, your second favorite F word and the #1 source for all things Crab Champions, okay? Okay, if you like the game Crab Champions, then why don't you like this video, click subscribe on the channel, and maybe even the notification bell, okay? You never want to miss out on my content because it's just Crab Champions, baby. Updates like this video, build guides, and just crazy gameplay and anything else that I can think of here. Anyway, let's get into this massive update. First and foremost, we've gotten actually the graphical overhaul. Relax, he didn't switch game engines. He didn't upgrade to Unreal Engine 5 from Unreal 4. It's not really worth it for this game, but he did kind of rebuild all of the noticeable visual effects. This means the various elemental effects: fire, poison, lightning, ice, energy rings, updated water caustics, which in my opinion look a lot better, just saying. Enemy death explosions, you know, when an enemy dies, there was a little bit, but now it's a lot more obvious. Grenades and explosions in general, like the rocket launcher, launch pads, a few skins have been reworked, weapon projectiles, new loot, icons, UI, and actual projectiles, like I just kind of said, and more. It's a lot. It is a lot. Everything in general is more consistent with the style of the environment, style of the crabs, the style of the weapons. It's just tightening up. It's a fresh coat of paint. And before you ask, yes, the blinding, obnoxious effects are long gone. Sayonara, see you fucking never, my dude. It's still a lot. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of colors and a lot of stuff going on, but it's not crazy bloom and glow and just neon and large, like way too high up. I'm not going to sit here and say that the new effects are necessarily a night and day difference, right? It's a fresh coat of paint, but it's tweaks and it's rebuilds to be in line with the style. It's not like I'm switching games from the cartoony Crab Champions to like a modern military shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield, but it does look better. And one thing that is truly revolutionizing the way the game feels and just does feel night and day different is the new UI and loot icons. It's not all of them. In fact, it's probably not even half of them. But a lot of the weapon mods have unique icons, 3D models when you see the loot come out of the chest. Also, the animation when they come out of the chest is really cool. And those projectiles, when you fire them, when they proc, they look different. Mace shot, it's a good example. I don't actually have footage of it, but it's an actual mace now. It looks like a mace in your inventory. It looks like a mace when you see it in the chest, and when you shoot it and it procs, there are mace balls. It's not just 3 glowing, overly blown out small spheres, right? It's actual mace. So yeah, things like thorns, daggers, auras, bubbles. I mean, the bubbles look like real bubbles now. It's not just a larger aura shot. All of these look improved, and you're going to notice them in game. And he's going to continue to flesh those out and build them out for every single item. Eventually, all 220 whatever items in the game will have their own icon and their own visual effect, if there is one to produce. You know, weapon mods more than like perks, right? Next, we have some new island variants. Technically 2 brand new tropical island variants, and then a little bit of rework in, I believe, at least 1 tropical and definitely a few of the Arctic biome. Just continuing to improve the maps that he doesn't like and bring in new ones that he feels are better for the flow of the game. He's done this in the past, and I expect him to keep doing it. Is it a new biome? No. And, you know, it would be nice to get a new biome soon, but we know it's coming. And of course, with those new biomes come biome-specific enemies. We're already starting to see that a little bit. For example, fire skulls are lava biome. Ice skulls are ice biome. Pretty straightforward. Speaking of enemies, we've got some new ones here. Laser skulls. They're insane. I think they show up in all biomes. They kind of charge up. There's like a line, like a laser pointer that's kind of like looking at you. And you can hear a charge up sound, and then they unleash like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 lasers. They're high damage. You better not get hit. Get out of their line of sight. We've also got ice pumpkins. This is an ice biome or Arctic biome specific pumpkin enemy. They do a massive, massive area of effect explosion damage thing. It's pretty scary, especially if you get more than one in a tight, smaller island, as I unfortunately did run into. On the flip side, we got fire pumpkins. I didn't actually find these, but apparently they're pretty insane. I've heard they're actually harder to face off against than the ice pumpkins. So, I don't know. Cross your fingers at that point. Enemies are not the only new thing here in this update. Obviously, we've got some good graphical stuff, but we also have 2 new weapons. 2, fire and magic. Fire, flamethrower. I already kind of mentioned that. You saw maybe the Twitter post that Noisestorm sent out on the official Crab account. And then we've got this bad boy. It's kind of blown out in the camera. The arcane wand. And these are both 2 very special and very unique weapons because of the way that they come pre-installed with elemental shot mods. The flamethrower has fire shot. It's level 1. You cannot drop it. Obviously, you can level it up. And yeah, flamethrower is pretty self-explanatory. You shoot, it deals flame damage, or it adds fire stacks pretty quickly to stuff. And obviously we got the new fire effect, so it looks really clean. Not a big range, but the damage does add up really quick if you can get some fire stacks going on a single opponent. Arcane Wand, on the other hand, has Arcane Shot. This is a new debuff, a new element. It works very similar to fire. It does damage based on the stacks, but where fire just kind of ticks like maybe 10 times per second or 5 times per second for 10% of the stacks. If you've got 100 stacks, the damage ticks are 10. Arcane deals the amount of stacks. So if there's 50 stacks, it deals 50. And then it chunks down to like some percentage of 50. I think it goes down by like 15%. Then it would do 30 something, whatever that math is. I'm not doing it, okay? You can't make me get out a calculator or struggle with this mental math, okay? I'm not doing it. Shut the fuck up. Just another way to add a debuff and do elemental damage to your opponent, and I like it. The wand is cool. It's got good starting damage, starting fire rate, a little bit of splash damage in there too. It's not like a rocket by any means. I mean, rocket even got a buff to the splash damage with these updates, but it's fun. It's a cool weapon. But yeah, just overall massive fan of both of these weapons. They're both pretty strong so far, so unless he nerfs them, I'm gonna say they're both gonna be very, very strong and solid A tier, maybe even S. We'll see. You gotta give it some time. We'll get some build guides out eventually for these weapons, but definitely a huge fan. But wait, there's more, baby. We've got new mods and perks. I don't know if I have the full exhaustive list here, but here we go. Link Shot. This is similar to Targeting Shot. A chance of a shot, chance for shots to burst into 3 linked shots. Drill Shot, kind of similar. You deal damage and drills pop up out of the ground. They're small. They're really cool. It's its own effect. Looks like a drill. Giant Drill. Same thing, but grenade form. It's even larger. And honestly, an all drill build is going to be super fun, and I'm definitely diving into that shortly. Crimson Haze is a perk. Enemies create a short-lived damaging zone when eliminated. Haven't tried this. Haven't even seen it in game yet. Sounds good, though. Oh, yeah. One last new thing. A new difficulty. And no, he's not making the game easier. Some people have even complained that the easy difficulty is too hard. No, he's taking the fucking polar opposite. He's adding Ultra Chaos. This is harder than Nightmare. This is harder than Namo. Nightmare, all modifiers on. You can't even unlock it until you successfully get Diamond account rank, which means Diamond on every weapon, which means a 60 island victory Namo run on every single weapon. And now there's 14, 2 more weapons that you have to complete Namo in order to even get Ultra Chaos. Now, what does Ultra Chaos actually mean? What's so crazy about it? Why is it a secret unlock that you have to get to that most people probably won't even get to? Well, 3 really annoying modifiers from Namo have been moved up. They're on no matter what. You can still turn the rest of the modifiers on for Ultra Chaos, but these 3 are up there turned on no matter what. No safety net, which is the 1 HP safety net. Volatile explosions was another annoying one. If enemies like slugs were gonna explode, but they died, the explosion still happens. So if you're meleeing slugs, you basically take explosion damage. And finally, we've got manual collection. This was the manual collection of your crystals. Basically a massive nerf to your income because you can't always get to the other side of the map to pick up the stuff, the crystals that you just sniped them or hit them with an AR or whatever from far away. And they don't last forever. They disappear after a certain amount of time. What else makes it crazy though? Because that's just 3 modifiers, right? That's not that bad. I mean, we've played with all of those in Namo up until this point. What the fuck is that? Well, it's Ultra Chaos, and let me tell you, if you turn all modifiers on, new difficulty, well, we'll just call it, just like Namo is a new difficulty, right? Nightmare, all modifiers on. We've got true Ultra Chaos truck, baby, which is just Ultra Chaos with all modifiers on. If you got to be a real certified gamer to get a win in truck, let me tell you. So yeah, I wish I could say more about Ultra Chaos, but I'll have to give myself some time to get up to that level first, and we'll probably do a separate video completely doing a rundown, maybe some guides on how to even come close to winning that. But that'll be for another time. There's also tons of nitty-gritty details on bug fixes, buffs, and nerfs. There always are, and at this point, I'm not gonna read them all. There's like 4 or 5 small updates being rolled up into this big update from the beta, and lots of nitty-gritty changes to damage amounts, to little bugs, fixing maps, you name it. The game obviously is continuing to be more and more balanced, more and more honed in. But one thing I will mention is the spectating bug. It wasn't a bug, it was something to do with Unreal Engine and the way he had it coded, but he fixed it. So there's no more jitters in co-op. It used to be that if you are the host, you just didn't really see your teammates nicely. And no matter who you were, if you died and you're spectating, it was just jittery all over the place. You know what I'm talking about. It sucks. Honestly, there are probably some people watching this who have stopped playing co-op because of those jitters. Those are gone. Doesn't matter if you're a host or a player who's joined. It is smooth as butter, assuming, you know, your internet is not absolute dog shit. So that's a massive W. I'm very thankful that he fixed that. It's going to make, I mean, as a creator, it's going to make recordings a lot smoother, and it's just a great quality of life update. I'm very glad he fixed it. One final thing I do want to talk about is the damage amount. You probably noticed in some of these clips, whoa, you're dealing 5 damage. What is that? Everything got divided by 10. Enemy attacks, your own attacks, in general, damage has been divided by 10. So effectively it's the same, but the number looks smaller. That makes it a little bit less messy on screen, especially later in a run where you're just doing tons of damage nonstop, and you're not going to hit the int limit. Kind of just an arbitrary change that makes it a little bit better, quality of life stuff. Whatever, I think it's fine. Just know that sometimes you'll get perks that increase your damage by a certain percentage, and it might still be the same round number due to rounding. Oh yeah, and one final thing, I lied. Crits are now even more powerful than they used to be, because now critical weapon mods have now been moved down to the perk area, meaning that any source of damage can crit. I think crit damage is now universally 2.5x whatever the damage would have been, so you can definitely see some new synergies coming to light, especially with even more critical items. We've got Critical Lightning, which is a perk that spreads lightning or applies lightning stacks on critical hits. We've got Crit Arrow, which has arrows rain down from above on enemies during criticals. Super cool. Love this one when I played in the beta version of this build. It's just insane. Criticals are now just almost the #1 optimal strategy no matter what you're doing. Obviously, I'm still going to go for builds that don't involve critical, but to be honest, if you want to win and you want to win the best way possible, you got to build into crit. So yeah, that's the update, guys. Some really good changes and improvements and a massive fresh coat of paint. I couldn't be more happy with the direction this game is going. We still know of a couple, I know of some secret things, some secret stuff that we've all been waiting for and asking for since the reveal trailer. Yeah, one of those main things that's not in the game. It's coming soon. Shh. Anyway, so that's coming in a future update. We know that there's more biomes coming. We know there's a lot of things coming. And listen, let's look back. I'm recording this at the very end of August. It's been 5 months. Only 5 months. And from where we started in April, and even when we started in January with the closed beta, to now is insane. Every month or two, we are getting massive updates that are bringing new things to the table and improving the other things. And I'm just so excited to see what Noisestorm can do once we get to year 1, full year, right? And by the way, self-taught game dev. Insanity, dude. The dude's killing it. Man of many talents. And it's been a hell of a ride. I'm enjoying it. And speaking of enjoying, if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future dev updates, build guides, crazy challenge runs, just crab champions, man. You like crab champions? You like that little guy back there? A little purple crab with the little fake hat? Maybe, hey, by the way, maybe that's coming in the game. I don't know. Yeah, Noisestorm hasn't talked about cosmetics in a million years, but hey, maybe we get hats, socks, and shoes. I don't know, but if you want to stay up to date, I'm your guy. So please subscribe to the channel. Okay, he doesn't want to hang out because he's very eepy right now, but I also got a cat. Just wanted to put that in there. We'll throw some pictures on the screen. He's cute as shit. Like the video for the fucking cat, all right? His name's Chai. He's 4.5 months old. He's the cutest little medium hair cat of all time, and that deserves a like, okay? See you later.